do you know anyone, really? How well do you know yourself? I mean, before my life was like the suburbs. When I met Smith, I thought, wow, I won the lottery. Smith, there's gotta be more than the word love. There's gotta be something more sacred than the word love, so overused. I worship you. I worship you. Smith, what we have goes beyond a poem. Smith, we have a story. We have a magic story. Smith, I am not yearning for anything. Smith, with you my yearnings have stopped. It's been amazing. I remember yearning, and when I do, it's painful. But, Smith, I yearn no more. Smith, I've always believed that when one wants to talk truly, one has to talk candidly. Not in a poem, but candidly. Real words. You know, where you mean what you say and you say what you mean. And you talk with each other. Hey, Smith, I have this idea. I'm going to give up poetry for you. I'm going to make up puppetry. Puppetry. I'm really worried because I hear noises and see lights near God's house. I hope they aren't destroying it. Wow! It's just a train! Oh my God, it's just a train! Oh, I'm so happy! Oh! It's just a train! I wonder if that train would take me somewhere. But I don't want to go anywhere, I just want to be in Cleveland. Maybe the train wants to be here too, that's why it's parked here. Because Cleveland is my heaven. Smith, I was going to make some more protestations of like absolute devoted love, but I think you know I love you. So I'm going to move on someplace where it's more quiet. I was trying to think of how to explain to my friend Terry Durst about the use of the word God, and I think for me it's a metaphor for love. Just that there is a purpose and there isn't futility. It doesn't necessarily mean anything supernatural, because, like, the word supernatural makes an obscene scene of the natural, which is holy in and of itself. But I would just say that for me, like, God is a metaphor for love and meaning, and which, of course, I found with Smith. One of the things that I like about this alien is that it does look kind of skeletal, and it reminds me of Smith and all his, like, uber super coolness. And I don't know, I think that there's just gotta be room for magic sometimes. I think in times of societal distress, people do tend to connect the dots and find portents, omens of things, like they may see faces or aliens. That's just natural, and I do think that there is something like an innate goodness. Just the idea of good carries in itself the innate ideal of goodness. So I do believe in some absolutes. When I was tripping, I pulled the head of Smith's up to my head, and I felt that we were just substances in the universe. Looking at each other, we were the same. Talking through the ether is one of the holiest things that the universe can do, to connect two endpoints together, or multiple points together. Talking, communication, is the holiest thing. And the next holiest thing is the truth as you perceive it, as it is happening to you. That is the next holiest thing in puppetry. One of the things people didn't like about Bill Clinton was his waffling. And at the time I was thinking, well, indecision is like a characteristic of intelligence, because you maybe say something that contradicts yourself earlier, but you aren't afraid because you know the new truth. And the new truth keeps changing with the frontier of the moment. There is me carrying a lantern, and there are like these gullies and these hills, and I'm carrying a lantern, and sometimes I can see from the hills, and sometimes I'm stuck in the gullies. But the thing I like about train road is that it's flat, it's good running. Today I'm thinking that perspectives can be parsed based on being hysterical or being altruistic. Being hysterical excludes. Being altruistic includes. Being hysterical is like being overly protective, reactive. Being altruistic means giving more of yourself and of your resources and forgiving. Being hysterical involves some condemnation, and condemnation can be good to an extent. I'm really thinking I've had it with poetry. I mean, maybe now it's time for me to go into making puppet films or art. I mean, art is something tangible. Art you can put on your wall and look at it. Sometimes you can even sell it.